Alright, welcome guys. This is the first time of our streaming of Lifestyle Oasis Barber Shop.
Not the first time.
This is Omar Paparazzi Barber. You got Wayne, Country Wayne. You got Raccoon Rick, you know, Patrice, the hairdresser. And this is Briscoe the Barber. So the topic that we're going to talk about today is our first time as young entrepreneurs coming up doing barbering or ear salon or all of that. So first up, we're gonna have Raccoon Rick gonna talk about his experience of a young barber coming up and what was the experience like.
Experience. My first start was let me see. Let me start. Alright, I'm first get my tool. Alright, at first, never have no money, right? To buy the tool for the barbering, right? So it's like I'm find a phone, find a Galaxy at that time, a Samsung Galaxy. I'm end up sell it. End up sell it, get around like 12,000 Jamaican dollar. 12,000 Jamaican dollar, and after I sell it, I purchase a two wall, no, one wall share and a liner. One we call that the brush for brush off the hair. Purchase that, a powder, and let me see, powder, razor blade, yeah, yeah, basically that powder, razor blade, and sanitize. What you call it? What you call it? The disinfectant thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm purchase that as well. And from there, so you just start and keep. Yeah, if I just basically that and money done.
Alright. Alright. So as Ricky just stated his first time purchasing a cutting tool. We're gonna go to the OG in the shop. Omar Lifestyle Oasis, Paparazzi Barber, the owner of Lifestyle Oasis.
All right. Well, when I first started cutting hair, or my first experience is when I was in junior high school. Um, I didn't really know how to cut. I just figured I had an idea or a vision of cutting. So I seen my friend. I was at his house. He had a Walmart clipper in his house, and I looked at the clipper. I looked at him, and I said, "Yo, let me cut your hair." And he said, "Okay." Usually people don't let people cut their hair, and we're kids. So he agreed to it, and he had curly hair at the time. I don't know how I knew how to cut, but I remember I used to go to the shop, and I guess I was paying attention to the barbers and how they adjusted the clips and whatever. So I started cutting his hair. It took me a good amount of time because it's my first time. It probably took 2 hours. And it was finished. So the real test was when we went to school. Because when you go to school, if you got a messed up haircut, the kids are gonna say, "Yo, where did you get that haircut?"
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
so my thing was I'm gonna wait till lunchtime and see how the haircut looked based on everybody's eyes. So when I went to the lunchroom, I sat at the edge of the lunch table, and he was eating his lunch in the middle. So I'm just watching his haircut and watching everybody else. And nobody said it was a bad haircut. Nobody even noticed it or said, "Where'd you get that cut?" Nobody did that. So that's when I knew
that means you do a good
I
job.
did a good job and I had a future in barbering. So that was
Yeah.
my first experience as a
First
barber.
experience. So you just heard from the OG's first experience of cutting someone. And it wasn't a bad turnout, so yeah, everybody have a come up. So you're gonna hear from Country Wayne, the new barber in Lifestyle Oasis. Yeah, so you're gonna hear from him right now.
All right. My first experience as a barber. Well, first, before I was doing this, I was doing security work. You get me? So everybody have to start from somewhere. So I mean, I used to watch YouTube. I mean, a lot of people watch YouTube, so I watch YouTube, and that's the one thing that inspired me. I used to do it at home, but I never have the thrill for it. But when I start watching the YouTube videos, I start liking it more. So doing the security work, I mean, it was not really a comfortable thing for me. So you get me. So I get out of that feel, you get me, and then I just start get into the barber field. But what happened first, you get me? I mean, coming from far. But what happened first? I had a friend, and I borrowed some money from him to buy my clippers, my first clippers. My first clippers was a wall and a Andy's tea out there, a black one. I cannot forget. And using them for the first time wasn't was I didn't use them as much as because clippers take a while to get to use to cut adjuster. So I cut the first person here I cut with those clippers was my friend, and it wasn't a good look. I mean, you get me, but learning over a period of time, you get to learn more, you get to understanding, and I start to cut more years. And then the second person here I cut was my son. So of my son's experience, I learned a lot more off of him. So yeah, that's basically my story. Yeah.
Yeah, that was country way and come up. That was country way and come up of being a young barber same way. Which way is gonna enhance into someone else that's more advanced in time. So everybody have them experience as well. So we just wanna hear from Patrice the salon in the barber shop. So we wanna hear her experience. So Patrice.
Okay. All right. So my experience started out coming my hair 6 years old, and after around like 10 year old, they had some mama had some like arse here, and I comb my hair in four, and I put it in with the bubbles, and I went to school and I drag it out, drag it out. That was the first time I'm trying to braid my.
Alright.
No, seriously, the boys them were terrible back then. You're trying something and they know that it's not your real ear and they just drag it out. Anyway, I didn't do it again until when I reached like 18. I started trying to braid my own hair. But I started with sewing first. So after a period of time I get fed up with the sewing. So I went to Heart to get certified because I love to braid. So doing that and everything else. After being certified, I work in Salon 10, where they were demanding that we do more than one skill. So they were saying that we need to either find some other skill. So I choose barbering. So in 2018, I took up barbering. But in 2014, I bought my first share. I bought a fast feed and Andy's tea outliner, right? And from there, I started practicing. So 2018 to 2019, I started doing barbering. And from that, I continued. So I do both hairdressing and barbering also. It's not really easy at first when you just started out because the first time I'm doing a line on someone, I started with a razor first, and because I knew how to cut, I knew how to do a lineup with a razor. Anyway, at school they send us out on the road to do to trim like a church where when back to school you have some the school kid come out, so we give them the treat by trimming them. So that's where we get our practice. And we always have someone who is a top barber who if we make a mistake, they are there. So that's how I started out as a barber.
Yeah, so that was Patrice from Lifestyle Race is Just Food about her experience of being a hairdresser and a barber as well. So as I was saying, my name is Briscoe. My right name is Miguel, but I use the term Briscoe because it's my marketing name. So my first experience of being a barber it was 2016 when my father used to home cut me, where it was a case that I didn't want any more haircut from him because it was just all in ones. So at one point I took his tool and I just said, I'm going to try a fade on myself, true, I tried the fade and it becomes something else. So
Mhm.
the experience was fun, but further than that, I started to beg people say, "Mo want cut your ear, you know." One day out of the blues, me just get up and me say, "Yo, me a barber, you know." And all of my friends them around me start laugh. And me I said to myself, say, "Yo, the whole lot not believe in me, you know, but one day the whole lot not gonna look at me and beg me for trim no ear." So after that, my father have a next ear cutting tool because he went overseas and purchased a new one. So I said to myself, say, I'm going to just take this tool and just try something and try get it to work because it was in some serious matters of repairs. And I go on YouTube and I learned how to just fix the coil in it so it could work. So I started to cut people for like $200, 200 JMDs. So people used to take that as a gateway to get a haircut cheap. So at that time when I was cutting so cheap, everybody was coming, so I was getting the experience. So I said, I can't just get the experience by cutting people because they are going to be comfortable in the type of way I cut. So in that way, I said I wasn't going to advance anymore. So I started to watch YouTube on my phone. I used to plug my phone in most times because most times I was watching YouTube and most mornings I wake up, the phone is dead because it was all about learning to cut hair, how to do a haircut, all of that. So fast forward to the point I used that shear till it start give problem till I saw someone selling a haircutting tool and I asked my sister say, I need her to buy this to me and she end up sending the money the same day. I'm get it. Start work the same day because me I said I want to test it too. So I see somebody I make them a volunteer. For me test out this year I may end up getting my free haircut. So from that I just start branch off more and more and more till I reach now an injury. And the injury never did stop me from cut hair. So that was how I knew I had a real passion for it because even my broke foot couldn't stop me. So until that I came in recovery and I seeked out some booths in which I didn't have any clients. So God bless Omar right here, so
Amen.
because he gave me the opportunity to be out there and put my talent even further. So big respect to Omar, Ricardo, and everybody here so right now because it's a good feeling to be around positive people. And from that, yeah, just come with a clean heart and no negative energy and everybody does progress. Yeah, that's what I say, but it was a good experience. So yeah.
Okay, that's it. We're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it
I
up.
was
Wrap up.
you're the host technically.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's it for today, folks. Yeah, so thanks for watching.
Yeah, and you can find Paparazzi Barber on Google, people. Yeah, the shop. Yeah, Google. Yeah, Oasis Barbers on YouTube. YouTube Paparazzi Barber. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, you can find me on TikTok, Briscoe the
We're
Barber.
all on TikTok.
Yeah, that's it.
More videos coming.
Yes.
So, it's not done. It's done?
No, no.